Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Grime Gameplays Disco Elysium. As always, behind the controller, I'm Nutchucks, and with me,
What kind of cop are you, Browbeat?
yes, indeed, what type of cop am I? And what type of energy am I bringing to this for this very mellow game? I'm bringing a high intense energy.
It's not even mellow, it's exhausted. Kuno, there are high energy people within this neighborhood and this realm of this world. The world is abuzz. But at this point in the detective's life, it's difficult not to feel tired and defeated. Well, you're
Let's
about sir, you can definitely call the Lazarus.
pick up dice from Dice Maker. 8 hours, not even anywhere there. Sends victim body to processing. Which one's Titus Hardy?
Jeez. Definitely shows we're not playing this sequentially, right? Adult life sucks sometimes.
Indeed.
Titus Hardy is the leader of the Hardy Boys, who is
That's
still
right.
in the whirling rags.
Yeah, that's right. Find speed and sniff it. We can't go there until tomorrow. So it looks like we need to call your station Lazarus.
And then click on the jam mystery for me. See where that's stuck at. Ah, yeah. We gotta check in on a Joyce at some point.
Alright.
But you're right by Lieutenant Kitsuragi's Kanima. Might as well use that radio and remind them that you are the Firewalker.
Indeed. Let's do it.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Alice, please connect me to Station 41's Lazarus.
Alright, well, let's go with that one.
It will take just a moment, officer.
Her voices fade out into the familiar radio static.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
You hear a man clearing his throat briskly, then an answer. Just a routine checkup.
I was told to call the Lazarus. People are worried about me.
I'm in a bad way, Doc. A real bad way.
Oh, man. Let's go with the one. Let's just tell him a routine checkup.
Oh, it's you.
Just for a second here. What's a Lazarus, Chucks?
Right now I'm drawing a brain fart. So,
Oh, do you remember good old Lazarus from the Bible?
yes, what was he? He got resurrected from the dead, right?
Allegedly, yeah.
No.
And Nix Gottlieb. Gottlieb is an awfully not just a Jewish name, but it's a God-fearing name as well. Just observations. Go on.
Was that a snarl or a suppressed groan? No love for you here.
You know who I am?
I couldn't reach up and grab a tie from a spinning fan without unbearable pain shooting through my arm.
Oh, Chucks, that was actually a clean sentence. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I think I've developed extreme photosensitivity.
I think I had. You had to say something, didn't you? You had to say something.
Yeah.
I think I've had a heart attack.
I've lost my memory. All of it.
Isn't there anything you can do for me?
I guess that's it for now. Click.
Let's go with 2. Let's see what he
Hard
says.
to tell exactly what it was over the phone. Could be a combination of peripheral neuralgia and high blood pressure. Could be that you were having a heart attack. Or, actually, it could be both, given your profile.
He seems to be positively surprised by the idea. Wait, both? But that sounds bad.
So what do I do? Let's go 1 again.
Yep.
No wonder I'm in so much pain. I feel like I've been damaged.
I still feel pretty good, though. I can probably take a lot of damage. Going 1.
Yes, probably in more ways than one.
You're detecting very little in the way of empathy from Dr. Gottlieb.
So what do I do?
Cut down on the drinking, pal. In fact, cut off the drinking. The drugs, too. Anything else?
Which reminds me, when are we finally going to get that speed?
Yeah! When are we getting speed? Your
Hmm.
call, Chucks.
Let's go with 1.
Yes, there's no end to the misfortunes fate has seen fit to rain upon me.
Oh. Even in this universe, Jews exist. Good fortune? You mean good fortune, right? You're basking in the floodlight of my glory.
I'm sorry, I've been such a bother to you.
Sure. But can you tell me about myself, as in who I am?
Let's go 3. I feel like that's something our detective would say.
Who? You are? You lost your human visage a while back. Now let's get on with it. I've got more important things to do.
That is actually kind of an answer.
Let's go 3.
That's because you're hung over. Even the radio waves coming from your direction smell like liquor.
Damn.
Do you feel like your eyes are twitching too?
Yes.
Lie? No.
That's the tiny vessels pulsating from high blood pressure, stupid officer. You might be sustaining permanent damage to your vision as we speak. Not much I can do about it. I'm not an eye doctor.
But what kind of doctor are you then?
The busy kind. It's not life-threatening, just annoying for you. I've got more important things to do here.
Now, naturally, some of these symptoms work better on day 1 if we got this prompt, but it still works.
Let's go 5. I want to hear what he said.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised.
You're not surprised. Okay. Anything else?
What else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you or doesn't care.
All right, let's go 6.
What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body?
I want the truth.
No, that doesn't sound like something I can handle right now.
I see your point. Might as well just get back to work.
We're going 1.
You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime.
Damn.
So it's political. You're being neglected because of political reasons.
Oops.
The money is probably going to some old, oily...
And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with cyanoacrylate. It looks like McTorson.
The finger fucker fist.
Oh, that's great.
It's not fucking cryoactylate. It's super glue, Doc.
Because our encyclopedia is not high enough, it didn't chime in. Immediately after him would have said, yeah, cyanoacrylate is superglue.
Damn. Let's
So
go with...
Mac Torson's all about the physique, not so much the intelligence.
All right, let's go with 4.
And you survived it. Congratulations. Are you mobile?
Sort of. But by God, does it burn in your chest?
Yes.
Even better. Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that. Officers your age have coronary trouble all the time. Also, death is a natural part of life.
Wow.
Accept it. The body is an object, and objects break down. Do what good you can with yours, before the rest goes too.
That is...
Yeah, I'm happy.
Oh.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that's actually a good observation. A lot of officers, after they retire or once they get out of it, have really bad blood pressure, heart problems, and stress and PTSD that a lot of officers actually commit suicide. I think it was, I can't remember the number, but it's within the first 10 years, like 25% of all officers who get out of law enforcement commit suicide or something along those lines.
Yeah, and service dogs die within a year.
Some of them
It's
do.
like it's snails.
A lot of the service dogs are, well, I wouldn't say abused, but they're just used so much and out and jumping and doing everything, and that their bodies get worn down.
Yeah, it's kind of a theme. But even police aside, I would say this experience is very similar to my experiences. with the medical care system of this fine, great nation. What do you want me to do about it? Nothing I can do. I'm not that kind of doctor. Okay, well, go on. I'm busy.
You gotta get Dr. Dick.
Dr. Dick Mullen?
I don't know. It's part of a stand-up where he's I'll explain tomorrow.
Okay. The phone clicks. Suddenly you hear the already familiar voice.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
You can always bug Sylvie if you really want to.
Yeah, let's get Bug
Just a
Silver.
second, officer.
Never call me again. Hi, it's me. Ah!
Sylvie Malaika on the line for you, officer. Yes, hello?
Hey, Sylvie. It's the police again.
Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
Have you seen my gun?
Hey, do you want to grab a cup of coffee with me sometime? Let's go with the 4 first, and then we'll...
Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective.
She sounds beyond exacerbated. I showed you my gun? When did it happen?
You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and...
She stops hesitantly, not sure if she should continue.
Sounds like it's going to be bad. Do you really want to know?
And what? What did I do?
Actually, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what happened. Let's go with 1.
You were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic.
Some poor sod was trying to eat his pudding while you were screaming, spit flying, imitating the mercy shot right next to him. Spat some in his food. I don't think he touched it after. People
Ooh.
tried to back away from you or even slip out of the door, but you screamed. I am the goddamned law, and you have to listen to me. You are all suspects in a murder investigation.
I should have killed myself.
Why would I threaten to kill myself? I mean, look at this world. I would love to stay.
Okay. I don't know what to say.
Yes, but what happened to my gun?
I mean, not a metagame, but if you say suicidal shit enough, a new thought occurs. But you don't have to. There's no obligation.
Oh,
It's day 2. You've learned some things about yourself. How do you feel now?
Please, no more suicide threats. Thank God you don't have that stupid gun anymore.
No, I have nothing to suck on.
There is silence on the other end of the line.
How would you respond?
yeah, that would probably be pretty shocking. Okay, let's go with 3.
Me neither.
Alright, Sylvie.
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like you pawned it, but believe me, I did not ask.
Let's go with...
That's heavy. You want to go out, though?
Yeah, let's...
No, absolutely not.
Ouch. That's like 20 points of pride damage right there, buddy.
I figured, but he always has to try, sir.
You
Of
hear
course.
the call breaking up on the other end of the radio, and then the already familiar voice.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
Now let's end this call.
57's over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set.
Yeah, we don't need to hear that for the umpteenth million time.
This is shame on us because we played this over a stretch of time. I'm pretty sure we never really got to patch things up between Sylvie and Gart, did we?
No.
Okay. Can I spoil something for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
So if you attempt to use empathy on Sylvie, and you fail during conversation line, your detective gets a thought that this is all just a big old screw job, and he's gonna make sure that he tells Gart exactly what Sylvie thinks of him, because she's just gonna use him. When we talk to Gart, you tell him that Sylvie, she's a maniacal, manipulative bitch, and she's all about riding that cock carousel. And that's her whole plan, is to ride the cock carousel that she can't no more. She's gonna suck you dry because of it. Gart's very stunned. He's, what are you talking about? And of course, your options are you can't back away. You're committed. One of them is to mime the cock carousel, working, going in circles as you drill your tongue in your mouth, which is dialogue worthy of seeing firsthand, of course. But the upshot is that after all the refusal to serve you, Gart is so distraught that he pours himself a drink and then leaves the bottle for you. So congratulations, detective. You got experience points, made a man very upset, and gained alcohol for it. Yay! Quest complete!
Let's bump our morale back up.
Yeah, let's. But, again, the writing here is consistently clever. Where are you going?
Alright, what's the next thing to do?
We're going to talk to Joyce.
God.
And find some speed, of course. That's important to do.
Alright. Joyce. Joyce is the boat.
Joyce is the boat, yes.
I.
Oh, the old men don't play petanque past 6, I guess.
Huh.
Oh my, oh my. I have had a couple of amusing moments where I think to myself, well, you and I already did this, right? And then I realize, oh shit, that's a different playthrough. No, that didn't happen yet. Damn it! Parallel universes.
Yeah.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
That thermal cup.
Well, it looks like the only one we can do is.
I spoke with the
My
lawyer man
eyes
at
on
the
harbor
roundabout.
have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Excuse me? Eyes on the harbor? Whoa, hang on. Eyes on the harbor? So you got spy shit. Claire's got spy shit. Kim, do we have spy shit? God damn it. Wait, where exactly are those eyes located?
We have discovered enough to conclude, for now.
It doesn't really matter, and I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
Half-Light, have you been hanging out with Electrochem again? What was that about a bloodbath?
I've already heard about the connection between the lynching and the strike, but I need your testimony.
That's enough for now.
2.
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
A momentary lapse of faith?
Do you need a security detail? Let's go with 1.
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor. Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
I'm not Frank. I'm Kitsuragi. And you're Joyce.
They wear ceramic armor,
Sorry.
have semi-automatic
Sorry.
weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Trauma and stressor disorder. That's a nice Carlin-esque distortion of the truth. Maybe if you called it shell shock, they would have gotten some treatment. Huh? Huh?
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
What then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbor. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
Hang on. Well, Mr. Clare said that if you wanted to see him, you'd find a way to see him. That he's not keeping you out. But you're saying he's keeping you out while you're just chilling in your boat, sipping from your thermal cup. One or both of you are fucking lying.
Both.
For now.
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Hey, Chucks?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
Go on.
I think it's great. I think I said this like in episode 2 or something, but if you look in the upper right of this reel of text,
Mhm.
you see the reverse negative image of the writing.
Yes.
It says Feld patent blah blah blah.
Yep.
Just for later.
It'll be all of them. The decision is already made.
How do you know this, Half-Light? You've made a mess here.
I have to say, this is not disco.
Maybe the investigations can team up. You know, share resources and intelligence.
Boy, oh boy. Is that not good? Let's go 2, because I feel like that's something our guy would say.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
He grabs hold of the mainsail.
if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
Maybe a good bloodletting is just what Martinez needs.
You fucking psychopath, I love you. Wash it nice and clean.
I can't see it happen. Too many things would have to go wrong first.
Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario you're describing?
I think this confrontation is inevitable. Yeah, I didn't mess up the big word today.
Yay! I keep doing that. Forever.
I got to get some jit sensor, so I guess I'm on a high.
Good. Wash it nice and clean now.
I will have to after this because I smell like a ripe fart. Which is great commentary for this game.
It is.
I hope everybody enjoys that comment.
You gotta squeeze the pits. That's where the zesty milk comes from.
Oh yeah, I can smell everyone on me, all 6 of them. Let's see here.
Go on. What else did they leave on you?
Yeah, we're like the South Park, just one big gay pile.
Listen, whoever's doing the thing with the toe, I appreciate it, but you can stop now.
All I could think of is the Tom Segura thing about the 2-headed girl. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
I will mention that tomorrow on the podcast.
Thank you.
All right, back to the game. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with 4 because I think 4 it's inevitable.
Hold on. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But what would the detective say?
That's a good point.
You just laid some real heavy shit on him.
3. I think he would say 3 because I don't think he would completely grasp everything and just be like, "Oh, it's pretty bleak and dark.
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia.
Hey, actually, I've been
All
called
I can do is
worse.
keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
What was that about a bloodbath?
What can you tell me about Colonel? Ooh, I said Colonel.
You almost did. But you corrected, that was good. You said the deceased assaulted a woman?
This Colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him?
Where are the remaining 2 mercs now?
How much time do we have?
Not enough.
Let's find out what we can find out. Let's find out what we can find out about Cornell.
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Down a deep, black well.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Oh, so Brazilian security forces. Okay. Hey, you said Saint-Baptiste. Is that the pharmaceutical company that sells their wares through the Fritz store? So is there a possibility that when a teenager says you can't smoke in here and you light up, the guy's going to kick a door in and just whack you?
Maybe.
That's cool. Go on.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Yeah, reporting that is bad. It looks like it's unfavorable for trade in the coming quarters. Let's just call it a domestic disturbance and move on with our lives. Sounds like maybe the colonel went a little native during the course of his duties.
Okay. Anything else you got on them? I don't know.
Loincloths.
That's a good one.
I wouldn't go as far as to use that term, detective.
What? Going native?
We're going with that.
Yes.
Feels like there's a good response here, but you're not coming up with one. Carry on.
Thank
Just
you,
a big
Revachol.
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, man?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Could you contact the company? Tell them to call him off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Wouldn't it be great to operate with that kind of autonomy?
It would.
Just do whatever. I was sent here to bleh.
Let's find out if she knew him at all.
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
His name was...
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
He had nice hair. Tell me about the others first.
This Lely. Anything else? Nationality? How old was... Oh, excuse me. How old would you say he was? Let's go with 2.
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed, this matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
I love the little +5 experience. It just sort of connects. Oh yeah, by the way, this was an intersection of your activities and what the person's saying. Cross-examinations! Fucking police work, Chucks!
Indeed.
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, Or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Let's go 4.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Who did the passing on then?
What did these teenagers by the canal say? Let's go
The
1.
remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe. That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
And who was this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You'll meet her soon enough, you feel.
How do you know that, Inland Emperor?
Let's go 1 now.
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Revachol West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
No, go back to the disco page.
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
We can take him.
Show those meatheads exactly how savage you really are.
Yeah, man, I got a flashlight, a crowbar, a bag of tear. I can take him. Right, Kim? Kim? We still need to know where they are.
We'll confront them directly.
They just need someone to put the fear of Revachol into their hearts.
Okay, we'll still steer clear of them for right now, for the moment. Oh my god.
I'm voting 3.
Alright, we're going 3.
Did you miss the part about ceramic armor and automatic weapons, Detective?
That is a bad idea. One I won't be a party to.
She shakes her head emphatically, excuse me. That's a pretty high red check, actually. What are the bonuses there? Logic, medium. Where are these mercenaries? Sent by the Pines and Scab Leader built like brick. Ah, there's your obvious hint right there.
Well, alright.
You admire his male body, so there you go.
Let's go with it.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
One must be the goon in the ill-fitting work clothes by the harbor gates, the Scab Leader.
One is probably in a building overlooking the roundabout.
I had other questions for you.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel.
He nods towards the sloop's cabin. Sloop?
I hope I can answer it better.
How long you got, though, girl?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There's a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay.
5 days, not more. Maybe sooner.
It's a
Well,
matter of days, not weeks.
Hopefully we can get this done by Friday, then.
Yeah. Well, we asked her everything.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Should
Now, can you tell me about these tattoos?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holds it in her hand.
For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a Trigat not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet. Observe the woman's expression.
What do you think? Let's go 1.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
Ah? Ah?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
2 points to 1 on the photo paper.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like blooms in a pattern?
Say nothing. Go 1.
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
What do you think of that practice, Chucks?
Kind of neat. That's kind of a smart idea. Back when you probably didn't have maps or GPS, you could look at your tattoos and be like, okay, here's this.
I don't think we've gotten an intense breakdown of what the DeLorean century really meant, but that was the century when... No, we did. We talked about the Pale a little bit. Where basically the Crown commissioned sailing ships to just fucking go into the Pale. So sailors understood, we're probably not coming back. So just in case, here's where I've been, though. Good tradition. Makes sense. What is the use of this map?
What travels did the dead man make?
Who could tell me more?
That's all for the tattoos. Thank you for your help. Let's just go with
The
that.
sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Where is he now?
This one is going nowhere but the morgue.
I've spoken to him. For now, the soul is fastened inside his corpse.
This one has flown quite far by now.
Nowhere. There is no soul. I feel
I'm-
one.
I feel 2. I mean, 4 is the truth, we know that, but I feel 2.
All right, let's go 2 then.
That is precisely what the sailors feared when they drew these maps. A fear of drowning within one's own corpse.
So, did the tattoo not work then?
Let's go with 2.
Quite a few. Revachol, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semnes Islands, then this,
He points to his heart. What is that?
Revachol. Those are the 2 constants. Revachol on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Inter-Easlary Age.
You said you can't read it.
You did say that.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Somewhere in an office lit by a single green desk lamp, Captain Ptolemaeus Price, 58, bald and bespectacled, is writing in a ledger on his desk. Rows and rows of days and weeks, laconic remarks in a single column. Patrol, case, vacation, injured. In Martinez looking into Krenel, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside, there is a siren. Distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock Quarter.
So, what do you think, Chucks? Just for that little excerpt.
That whoever the person is that they're talking about, he's clearly. I'm assuming it's the captain from your precinct. Or are we from the? No, we're from the 57th. Precinct. No.
We're 41st.
41st. I'm sorry.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Unless, of course, we're somebody else entirely. An imposter.
I feel
But-
that he's been through some shit and seen some shit, and when he hears the stuff outside, he just kind of leans his head down and shakes his head.
But who's in Martinez looking into Colonel? Is
Well-
that supposed to be the detective?
Yeah.
But no, this detective's here on a murder. Well, who was looking into Colonel?
Good point.
There's a story besides our story? No! This man is no brother of mine, but this is his service history.
Leave it be. Let's go. I'm thinking one.
I'm agreeing.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos. His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
I need the information. Mark it down. Ask Mercs about tattoos.
You're right. Not a good idea. Leave it off the schedule. One?
I'm gonna endorse one. Absolutely.
Do what you have to do, detective. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security. But if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
I mean, you did put a racist mug in Measurehead's face. Why wouldn't you put the photo of a dead service comrade into the face of a scab leader to say, you recognize him? What's up with this little motherfucker?
We will be careful, Pat.
What do you think, Chucks? Does the logic stand?
No, it does. So what we did with Measurehead, we definitely got to do that.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Figure out what purple we got.
Shadows in the water, green plants under the calm surface. Well, I guess we know where we're going next, huh?
Yep, gonna go talk to that scab leader.
Hey, you're all into labor, right? Does this man look like labor to you? Look at his big swollen belly, Gucci, Gucci, Gucci. That's pretty fucked. I'm sorry I said that. But how do you feel, Chucks, about the resolution? Oh, they are playing pétanque. We just didn't go far enough. About the idea that you don't have your badge. I can't substantiate you. Do me a solid. Look into these drivers. Oh yeah, drugs, also the pale. Now that we've said that, tell me about what's happening. Oh, yeah, security contractors. But they're not talking to you, and they're very upset, and they all have PTSD. How do you take that as a game sequence set of reveals?
That's pretty epic, honestly. To think about what's going on, and you finally are starting to break everything down, and you're going from, hey, the Pale is this crazy ass place, to, hey, these people are probably the scab leaders, probably the guys you're looking for. They'll know more. So I'm more intrigued now on what might happen from here.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Are you a mercenary hired by Wild Pines?
Think you may be able to help me decipher some tattoos. Take out the picture. I'm going 2.
Sure.
Don't think so.
He grunts, barely glancing at it.
Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea.
They were in the body of the man who was hanging behind the cafeteria there. Give him the photo.
It was on your colonel. Give him the photo.
We're investigating a murder. Those tattoos were on the victim's body. Give him the photo.
Of course, yes. Forget about it. Let's discuss something else. Cancel task.
You set the tone, fella.
Silence. He takes the photo. Grey eyes dart back and forth on the glossy surface. His face is unmoving. You see dead flesh in colorful rivers of polychrome, melting skin and hair.
Fucking loincloths. Really did
After
him in.
After a while, he cranes his head side to side in sighs. Loincloths?
Can you tell me what the tattoo means? Let's go with 1.
Yeah. What it means.
He points to one tiny star in the web of lines, away from the man's heart, almost on his stomach.
I can tell you what this one means. Only one. You want to hear what happened here?
He squints at it. It's so small. Yes!
Actually, no. Take the photo back. Yeah, no, we want to hear about it, dude.
Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush. In Benital, 41. Monsoon season. He's on a reconnaissance mission. He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kipped villages. Nothing but fucking bugs and snakes for fun. Men are getting restless. There's talk of switching employers.
He licks his lips, as if drunk, suddenly.
With some strange emotion. This is about to get really graphic. Last moment to back off.
Don't interrupt him. Hear it.
Actually, no. Take the photo back. You knew him, right? Let's not interrupt him. Let's find out.
Our boy. He's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon.
His voice gets strangely quiet, a long, long way from right to work. His gaze pierces the paper.
At dawn, he comes upon 2 kids, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe they were just making eyes at each other. I like to think they were breeding. We shot the boy. He was useless, but the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know, but not too old.
Say nothing.
Okay, this isn't useful. Take the photo back. You knew him, right? Nope, say nothing.
She was quite the entertainment for the week she lasted. Expired in the hands of Sarge Mason. The kind of guy who'd make Chief there shit his pants and cry like a bitch.
He nods towards the man at the gates. Hey, manana.
God. Mason couldn't let go. Cut the tits off her cold body and fucking ate them. Said primitive spirits were watching over him now. Drowned in a creek a week later. Spirits my ass.
Archer stops.
Something stirs in your stomach. There's a word on the tip of your tongue. Colorless, odorless. It's
Evil.
You were there.
You're not really a scab leader, are you?
You can have that. Conclude.
Can I have it back? Conclude.
I'm saying
Sincerity time, Chucks.
2.
Sure.
I'm thinking 1.
I'm not thinking one personally, but at the same time, this is one of those... The game gave you an out, and you sat through it, and you had to hear what the man had to say in the man's own words. You can decide, and most, let's call them regular people, will go, "Ah, how repugnant!" But you're a detective on the RCM, and you've seen a lot of shit. So maybe a lot of this doesn't faze you, or you say, okay, that happened. I'm still working, though, so...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Keep having him talk, and you were there. Ask him, try to get him to talk more. But if we
Seems to
go,
work for us.
oh,
No, I was in the domain, in Jamrock, being a bouncer.
3?
Sure.
Fucking mask is getting sweaty. I want to take my mask off. But
He shrugs.
let's go 5.
Hmm.
go ahead.
All right, now. Free commerce! Keep the goods flowing!
He turns towards the gate slowly and yells.
I feel like we already know the answer to that because he just stated he was a mercenary.
No. He was a bouncer. I mean, he happened to have a colonel, but, he was just a bouncer boy.
Free flow of commerce!
The man yells and wipes his face. Sweat is dripping down his brow.
Don't talk to him any longer. Just leave, please.
Say very quietly, is there a tribunal being convened by any chance?
Okay, back off. I know Half-Life's telling me not to, but I really want to go 1.
Sure.
Fucking bug.
He breathes out slowly, his giant chest deflating and his mouth slightly open.
How about you fuck off now, huh?
Okay, of course.
The lieutenant says, his voice is soothing calm. He looks at you.
There could be weapons aiming at us right now. Somewhere above, in the buildings. The other merc. Don't push this, he's thinking. This is not the time. The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right-to-work dance back on.
Hey, we asked him.
Yep,
Didn't that feel good?
it did.
But, yeah, that story suggests to you that these people are operating on a different level of consideration. Well, how are your thoughts doing? Working on some stuff? Okay.
Yep, 30 and 15.
Yeah, you have 3 points. If you want to splash one of those into something, you can to unlock a check that you wanted to. You can check your task log on checks that are in the area you still want to reattempt. You can hoard them. That works too. Go to map. There you go.
Impossible, medium. Horseback monument? Nope. Composure, legendary.
I would, if you wanted to try, I wouldn't mind tackling Mr. Arnaud one more time.
Alright, so we need to put it in composure.
Also, let's check our clothes. What do we have for composure?
We have
Because
1.
well, right now, yeah. We can also probably. No, we can't. No speed. Damn.
Composure plus 1. Suave fair.
Savoir. Yeah.
Alright, close enough.
What else we got that helps us in our unworn clothes?
Jack shit.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll find something else later on. What else we got for challenges that will help us? Because I explained this before, but just to remind you, when you invest a skill point into a skill, that unlocks the check. So if you're sinking more skill points into something, then you get more chances to pass the check, but also at a higher percentage. But there's not infinite skill points, so you can be as choosy as you like.
Okay.
And as you see, most of the checks that we have are blue and yellow, which are, of course, our lowest category.
Only thing that I think we might be able to get is the horseback monument.
Yeah, sure. I'm a big
But-
fan of media personally, not just because there's a min-max tactic for this game where you can get hella points. I've actually also found how to... it's a dumb way of playing the game, but you can use it to just dunk the most skills into whatever else you want to do. It involves an exploit, and not for a first-timer, by any means.
Alright, well, let's level it up.
Hold on, before you do that,
Mm-hmm.
see if the monument's unlocked. If it hasn't, then change your clothes, sink in a skill point, and then we go. Also, just to remind you, which is something I don't think I've said explicitly before, even numbers on skills, a little bit like D&D, are where the big triggers for skills speaking up happen. So 1, 3, and 5 are thresholds. If you go to 2, 4, 6, etc., yeah, there you go.
No. Oh,
You
okay.
heard the creator story, so Renee told you. It unlocked. You can try again.
Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy.
Legacy? In what way?
Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola.
How did he manage to blow through the entire national treasury?
Fair enough. I have another question. Stop the knowledge from pouring in. No, we're going 1.
Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person.
Or, as it's written, he called it the Soul Aurum. It was obscene. I would like to sleep on gold, hustler style.
The king is the king and he can do anything.
Wait, really? There's no way that's true.
A deplorable farce. No wonder everything went to shit.
On you, buddy.
Let's go 1.
But wait, you haven't
Hey,
even
got
heard
paid.
about his fabled cocaine addiction.
What now?
I don't want to know. Yeah, no, we're going 1.
You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry, he was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy.
I know which skill is coming up.
Not just any nose candy, though. We're talking Royal Philippian Blow, allegedly twice as potent as the stuff you find nowadays, and purple. Philippian cocaine was purple.
So the stupid line is, okay, what is nose candy?
This
But really,
is, no, you know, this is a lot to process.
So he was addicted to nose candy, just like Val Kilmer, a bloated druggie?
Have you heard him talk recently? Don't mean to get off subject here.
I would like to watch Val, but yes, I'm aware.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Actually, we watched a movie, we'll talk about it a little more tomorrow, called Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans, with Nicolas Cage. I just forgot Val Kilmer was there. And that was a good character.
What's the guy who played the wolf was the guy who was in the original one.
Yeah, Harvey Keitel.
Thank you. Couldn't remember his name. Okay. Where is he buried now? Let's pursue. Well, hold on.
No! Proceed is no other dialogue happens.
No. That's why I stopped. Let's go with 1. We all know what nose candy is, but let's do it anyways.
Cocaine.
Thanks!
That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay. This is slander. The king was just and beautiful. The revolutionaries made this all up.
You tell him, tradition.
His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect with the higher realms.
Oh, yeah, I believe that, yeah.
Alright, now we gotta go 4.
Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum, a group of marble pleurons still surround the king's vandalized tomb. A deathly cold wind sweeps up candy wrappers and old newspapers.
What happened to the statue?
The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn-of-the-century revolution, when Martinez was leveled.
Okay, who restored the monument?
Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city.
That's pretty ironic.
The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time. A rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit.
It's brilliant. So funny and nihilistic.
That's such a bad idea.
I really don't get art.
Yeah, I think he would say 3. What are you thinking?
Our blue is low, so I'll allow it.
Neither do people in Martinez. The statue has proved to be controversial in a neighborhood mostly populated by the left-leaning working class. Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death.
All right. That was a fruitful and meaningful journey down Encyclopedia. You got any other challenges you want to take care of?
Let's find out. Formidable. Tommy Lee Homie.
Leon.
I
Tommy
know.
Leon.
No, I'm being funny, sir.
Yeah, Lee Homie. Got the Gurmit sauce there. Yeah.
Joyce Messier, Volition.
That was begging for money, I believe.
Yeah, that's a medium now.
If you want. If you want. I would also, just because I'm staring at it right now, would encourage you while it's only 7 o'clock to go by the bookstore.
So let's get out of here and go to... Whoa, not what I want to do.
Hey, the help menu. Sweet. And I know we've spent some time in the bookstore, and there's more to be spent later on when you're of the right inclination, because words are bad for you. They just really hurt your bum boom heads.
Oh my god!
You don't have to click at the edge of the screen, buddy. You can just drag it around to where you need. If you hold down the LMB, the detective will follow.
But I like clicking the menu on accident.
Yeah, it's very stimulating. I honestly haven't seen that screen in a very long time.
I have never seen it.
What better excuse? Hey, how does blank work? We'll go click the thing again and we'll tell you. So go upstairs. All right. Now open up that task ledger for me again. Okay. Well, it's bug season, I guess. Change tabs.
It won't let me click anything.
Okay. Hit the escape key.
There it
Try
goes.
again. Yay! Okay. So you're seeing what you're seeing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Back out of that. And in the upper left corner of the room, on the upstairs on the landing,
Mm-hmm.
you might see some papers. Yeah, right where you're standing, just a little higher. On the wall.
No, there
To
you
the
go.
right there. Yeah.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Look at the map of the Insulinda.
Look at the map of Revachol.
Look at the map of Martinez.
Storekeep. Can I buy these maps? 4?
Oh, they're all worth looking at, honestly.
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme.
What else?
Ozon, Laurentide, Fas Alamir, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou, in a bookstore. It's you.
Just a bit of perspective.
Outwards from you, the suzerain Revachol. With a radius of 80 kilometers, still, the crown jewel of this Isola would be barely visible.
Here you are in the world. You are here. Squint first. Can you see cities on the islands?
Look at the edges. Let's go on.
You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vimandu, on archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers, on Seminine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas. Lost little pearls of light, tiny fires in the dark.
The
ocean
edges.
breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Muindi is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seol is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called. Connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. 850 million people live on these tiny dots. An oceanic world of culture and commerce, torn apart by history.
Wait, you're saying there's poetry in history? Damn, son.
Indeed.
Revachol?
The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East.
And west of the river?
Hudon, it's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's almost as bad, and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
And Martinez?
It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is, north of Jamrock, the strip of coast next to the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest.
Just in case you weren't sure
Coal City
how shit it
worse.
is.
A charred limb. Rain falls on its slick black streets. And then there's the burnt-out quarter in the heart of Jamrock. Is it cold in this bookstore? Or is it just you? No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive.
That is the weirdest motivational upper I could think of. It's all bullshit and nonsense. But you're still here. That means something.
It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbor, even the whirling in rags there.
All right.
Can I buy?
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
Why is the one of Martinez so cheap?
You seem to, you seem to underestimate my resources. But sure, okay. I about to said understeamed for some reason.
That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago, they also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
What happened then?
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
You can try and steal it, but remember the last time you guys got into headbutts.
Can I come back interfacing?
Go for it. You can always raise your interfacing later on.
Slowly, you move your hand toward the map attached to the board. Before you even reach the map, you're interrupted.
Perhaps not. It's against RCM policy to defraud small business owners.
Okay, Kim.
Where are you? Kim, you're downstairs. Suck a dick. How's he whispering from downstairs? She can hear me. Hear you.
Special RCM technique. Yeah, shell out the 90 cents.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Alright. Congratulations. Interact. Map. A worn and torn map of the Martinez area, dating from 48. A title on the top reads, Bienvenue à Revachol. It's a bit out of date and was originally created by a design studio in a failed attempt to spruce up Martinez and turn it into a fancy tourist location. Interact?
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Trace a path through the grid.
Put the map away. Now we're tracing the path.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Sipar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North. Finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
Oh, it took us a minute to do. That's cool. And then please check your ledger tab. Got a map? Oh shit.
Oh, damn. Look at that.
Yeah, oh damn, look at that. And as you tab through the various challenges, you might just get locations and or portraits of where, how, and why. Sure, the map you're looking at is an idealized interpretation of what Martinez is supposed to look like in a post-war economy, making it all the more depressing. It is not fully accurate, but hey Chucks, you just shelled out less than a real and you got a cool creative element that also sort of functions in a game mechanic fashion. How does that strike you?
Neat. It's really
Now,
cool.
if you look over to tasks,
Mm-hmm.
and then look over to a similarly empty section on the right, what do you think that's for?
Officer profile incomplete.
Uh-huh.
So once you talk to the... shit, I don't know. I mean...
You don't know? Well, we'll have
profile
to
of the
find
person.
out next time.
Indeed, we will. All right, guys. Until next time. We'll see you then.